Hello? Hello, every neon. Welcome to art class. Hi, Pierre. Hi, Samurai. Hi, Fat. Hi, Cassie. Yeah, that's right. It's teacher time, guys. Finally. Finally, it's time to teach, guys. I'm so excited. Y'all have no fucking idea. Hi, Pierre. No. The stream also has the word mommies in it, you know? That's what it's all about. Hi, Samurai. Guys, alright. Yeah. Yeah, it's mom day. It's mommy day, guys. I hope y'all are ready. I personally am incredibly excited for today's art lesson. We haven't done an art lesson in like wanna say at least like almost a year. I think it's been like almost a full year since our last art lesson of any sort. Like proper like I hosted like a class type thing. Um kind of fucked up if you ask me. But you know, we have Milk P, you know, mommy teacher model. So like if there's a time to do a lesson of any sort is now, you know what I mean, guys? You know how I feel, you know what I mean, guys. You got it, you got it. So today we are going to be learning about some art herstory, alright guys, because history is important already, right? But like art herstory, more important actually. Fuck your normal school classes, this is where it's at. Hey folks, are you ready to learn? Excited sis? Yeah, I spent a little bit, I spent some time making this very epic presentation for y'all. So I hope y'all are ready because I personally think it's a pretty good presentation. And I haven't made a presentation for class in a while. So I'm pretty excited, like, oh my gosh. I know if y'all have been, you know, in chat, you know, here throughout the week, especially on like Monday, I was just gushing over my excitement for today's stream. So, you know, I'm very excited. I kind of want to wait a few minutes till we can get some more girly pops in here. Blah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it is Saturday. That's it. Hello, all you wonderful people. It's Saturday. How have you been doing? Everyone's on time for class, right? Absolutely, y'all better be on time. Yeah, Tilt, there you are. Don't worry, I will not give anyone tardy slips today. It is okay. Yeah. Oh, also, actually, here you reminded me about virtual hugs. I believe actually Monday, I'm gonna have a bunch of new channel points and redeems and stuff set up. I wanted them to be ready for today, but I figured it would be not the best move to have a lot of new sound alerts and stuff available for a stream where I'm supposed to be teaching y'all something. You know what I mean? So we're gonna save that till Monday. So yeah, Monday, new sound alerts, new sounds, new redemptions, a whole kit and caboodle, guys. It's gonna be so slay. Yara, yara. So I maybe we should start. I don't even know. I feel like let's see. Yeah, maybe we should go ahead and start. Let's see. You love the thank you. I made these forever ago. To mimic my own glasses. So you know we're out here. Yes, dear. You got into a tech school for designers. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, schools are rough. Schools are rough to do. So I'm proud of you. Like I'm looking really spicy. Yeah, that's right. I am. That's right. I am. Wait till you see how spicy my presentation is, guys. I have so many notes. Yeah, but yeah, congratulations, Pira. I'm excited to see where you go. All right, guys. Shall we start? Shall we start the lesson today? Shall we start? Oh hoo hoo. Okay. Let's go. I guess it's go time, right? Like, there's no point in waiting, right? Like, we should just do it. Yeah, let's just go. I'm ready. I'm so nervous. I don't even know why. Like, I'm a teacher normally. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I guess I haven't taught art history before, so that's probably why I'm nervous. Learned some art history as well, but not much. Also, an Adobe program. Ah, exciting. All right, guys. Let us go. Okay. Welcome to art class. I hope y'all like this starting screen. Hold on, can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear the audio that's playing? I hope you can. I have audio playing on each slide, and I'll be real, I know it's kind of fucked up. Like, a lot of it is like either too loud or too quiet, so the audio is gonna be fucked up during stream today. Houdini, you're almost late for class. You're lucky that I hadn't started the lesson yet. Yeah. History. Yeah, you're here. You're here. All right, guys. So, sorry, I really love this starting screen. It's just so silly to me. All right. So, art history. You gotta love a nice voice, absolutely, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So art history, okay, guys. So, art history, you know, starts like any history from the beginning, right? So here on this screen, I've set up quite the epic timeline. All right, so we start over here with prehistory. Then we go into early history. This is like the time that like y'all normally learn about art history. Like this is like Leonardo da Vinci, fucking statues, like marble statues, like you know, stuff. This is like what y'all are probably the most familiar with. Prehistory and contemporary art is probably what you're the least familiar with, although you may recognize some contemporary artists. A great example is Andy Warhol. Y'all probably have heard that name at least once before, but that's contemporary. And then current day, which is just another term for contemporary, is what we're going on now. And I do plan to eventually get us to current artworks. But that's gonna be a while from now, right? So, hello, slides. So like, what's a prehistory, guys? Does anyone know what the term prehistory means by any chance? Any students in my classroom know what that means? Because I could tell y'all, but I do want to know if anyone knows. Before history, that is, I mean, that's pretty damn accurate, alright? So prehistory specifically refers to the time period before civilizations and hominins had the ability, or I guess, left writing down, okay? So to us, how we define history is what we know that was written, right? So a great example would be like, I believe was it the Mayans or Aztecs, you know, they've had written down, you know, like manuscripts, or I guess stone tablets, that had information about, you know, like what they were doing. A great example is their calendar. A calendar is a great example of history, right? But prehistory is before that. Like, we personally have no idea what the fuck was exactly going on, and the only way that we know anything that happened, or that even people existed before things were written down, is through being able to carbon date things back into the past and being like, how the fuck was there someone here a billion years ago? That's crazy. Right? Let's see. And prehistory is often split into 3 major time periods, which is the Stone Age, Bronze Age, and the Iron Age, right? And my great example right above my head, you know, we have stone, bronze, and iron, right? And this man right here is thinking about it, right? But what if I told you they could be split up even more? They could be split up into even more categories. And one of those, 3 of those categories we're going to be talking about today, alright guys? So our main focus with our prehistory learning today is the Stone Age, okay? So the Stone Age has 3 major time periods, okay? And these 3 major time periods are... Does anyone does anyone know what any of the time periods are? Anyone? Legaspi, yes, I know. We're learning about Stone Age today. Does anyone know any of the time periods that we're talking about? Anyone? I'll take that as a no. No. Not yet, don't worry. That's why I'm here. Not good with history, don't worry. Aztec had history. We know what they were talking about. So, the first major time point in the Stone Age prehistory was the Paleolithic era. Alright? So the Paleolithic era started around 3 million years ago, which is fucking crazy. And for those who may know what that number means, that happened right after the Stone Age. I mean, not the Stone Age, oh my gosh. It happened right after the Ice Age. So, like, the Ice Age happened, and then right after that was the Stone Age, basically. Like, that's how we categorize it, right? And fun fact, Paleolithic literally stands for old stone. You stopping by to say hi, hello, always. You're not gonna learn about art history, you're just stopping by? What the fuck is, I'm talking about the eras of the Stone Age. But yeah, so it started around 3 million years ago. That's not, also, I should say, all the dates I'm about to spew out, none of them are completely concrete, and I will explain why in a minute, but yeah, we're gonna see a lot of varying numbers, okay? And it's estimated that the Paleolithic era ended around 11,000 BCE, like around midway through the 11,000 BCE. And yeah, kind of wild, right? You're spending time with your mom for her birthday? Oh, tell your mom happy birthday for me. Tell her I said happy birth. Okay, so next, guys, we have the Mesolithic era, which literally means middle stone. Very creative, I know. But yeah, so the Mesolithic era started about 15 to 10,000 BCE, okay, and ended as late as 3,000 BCE. Yeah, this is the middle schooler, all right. This is the middle schooler. Like I would say they're like an 8th grader, all right. And then the final era. No, we are completely in the Stone Age. All 3 of these eras completely only are Stone Age. And I'll explain this in a second. Do not worry. Do not worry, guys. We have to have this pre-knowledge before we go into artwork. And it's complicated, but this is what we need to know, okay? So then finally, the last era of the Stone Age is the Neolithic era, okay? New stone, literally, alright? So, this started as early as 10,000 BCE and ended around 2,500 BCE, okay? And so now, one of the questions you might have is, hey Choopy, what the fuck? Why is Mesolithic and Neolithic, why are they basically at the same time, based on your little numbers that you have on your little screen? Well, guys, I too was pulling my hair out as I was doing my research. But this is why, okay? Get ready for this, okay? Remembering numbers. Just, like, listen, that was my worst part when I was a student. You do not have to remember numbers very well. Just be like, okay, it's a super fucking long time ago, right? But, okay, so the reason why these numbers, specifically the Middle and New Stone Age, are super close together is because scientists and archaeologists, historians, and all the big fancy boys up on top, are these gonna be on the test? Yes, they will be on the test. But the reason why is because the people at the top, they kind of decided that the way that they would split up these 3 eras. Oh, oopsie, go back. Go back, and now I fucked up my slide. Okay, anyway. So, the reason why is because they split these 3 eras based on the technology advancements that the people in this time period had, okay? So, we're talking technology advancement. Well, the reason why it's like Mesolithic and Neolithic happen basically at the same time is because, like, for example, let's say that in the Neolithic era, because I'm not sure exactly personally what tools existed at one point in time, but for shits and giggles, let's pretend like a fucking axe was created during the Neolithic era, even though it definitely was created before then. But let's say that one person in one side of the world came up with the idea of an axe, right? Well, not everyone at once came up with an axe idea. Like, not everyone at once did that, right? So the reason why these time periods are so close together and a lot of these kind of blend into each other is because it took time for those ideas and the new technology to travel around the world to get to another place, right? Because no phones, no, no technology. It had to travel by word of mouth, and also just like as people migrated. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but a lot of times you'll see, like when you look up like the eras and what time they like ended, it's a lot of very mixed numbers, and a lot of times people will uh stay where they ended based on which region you're looking at instead of just like globally, which is why the Mesolithic and Neolithic era are so intertwined, because like a lot of technology was happening during those couple thousand years, but like it was very slow in some areas and very fast in others, right? I hope that makes sense. It made me want to die when I was looking at it, but it is what it is, guys. So next, guys, all right. So next on this, okay, is the importance of art in history, okay? I feel like, to truly at least have some sort of grasp on this, whole lesson that I'm about to teach y'all, I feel like we should definitely talk about why it's important to even explore the artwork that people of the past created, right? So like, to me at least, and all that I'm about to say is my opinion, right? But like, I believe that everyone on earth like will always have some innate desire to create something and then show off the proof that they lived, that they had a lived experience, and that's what art is. Art is the ability of pure. But art is like the expression of a lived experience, right? And art has existed for as long as any person has had. Yeah, that's right. Art would be nothing. Art would not exist. People would not exist. But yeah, like art has existed for as long as a early hominin having the idea to like do something that wasn't like innately survival based, right? Like art has existed for since the first ever thoughts, animals have the desire to create art. We've seen it with like spiders, for example. They create meticulously woven webs, right? And they don't necessarily have to do that. They could do other types, but they choose to make ones that are crazy, right? Then early hominins with the artwork that we're literally about to look at, right? Like, I think what's also important to like think about as we explore art history is that most likely we will never know what the first ever artwork was. We will probably never know. It is probably something that was etched in dirt millions of years ago, and it is long gone. The artwork after that one, and furthermore, until people start creating things onto stones and inside caves, all of that work is probably eroded and long gone. So we can only see part of the past through art, right? You were saying, like, this would be easy during actual art class. Don't worry, it took me a while to figure out my own words and my own opinions on art. But yeah, we will never know what the first one is, and we definitely will never know what the final artwork is. The final piece of art that exists in our universe will probably be some sort of Miku song, I believe, personally. But we will never know. There's no way to know. The heat death will happen before the final artwork is created, in my opinion, right? But being able to just like look back at someone's art from the past, or in the near future, but and in between, is it's just a wonderful opportunity, to like step back and just like sit in another person's experience, like sit in who they are, right? Because art, reflects you, right? And I think, guys, what a better way to, start learning about art history than talking about one of the oldest artworks that have ever been found, okay? And what if I told you that one of the oldest artworks that has ever been found was some fucking pigs? It's some pigs time, guys. Alright, so right here, guys. right here, this is the Sulawesi warty pig. Okay, look at him. He's so adorable behind me, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's a pig. Yeah, so guys, this is the Sulawesi warty pig, okay? And this artwork dates back to at least being 45,000 years old. Okay, and that's the minimum, all right? And we'll have, you know, an example later, because I have a video that talks about this piece that I'll show y'all in a minute. But the finder, like one of the main archaeologists on this piece, they talk about how the carbon dating that they did through this piece, that like the way that they do their carbon dating only lets them know the youngest that it might be. Like this piece could be way older than 45,000 years old, and we won't be able to tell until technology gets better. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy age, right? Another thing, so this was found in Indonesia, in Sulawesi, in this specific cave. I cannot pronounce that word. The Texan in me is not able to, but there you go. There you go, that's how it is. Yeah, very cool, right? So, the medium. That is also, fun fact guys, vocab word. There's gonna be vocabulary words throughout this lesson, but vocab word medium, okay? Medium refers to how the art was created, like what items and like how, like what made it, right? So specifically, this piece was created using ochre paint on limestone, okay? This is specifically, alright, this cave is often not cave, what? Excuse-moi. Yeah, right star, yeah, medium, right? So ochre is a stone, okay, and back in the day, people would crush it into a fine powder, add water to it, and then they would paint on walls and stones with it, okay? And the act of painting stuff on stones and such, that is called a pictograph, all right? So pictograph is the art of painting on walls, but like specifically stone walls and mainly like caves, okay? And you know, it's kind of crazy. This would also be considered a parietal artwork. Okay, parietal is spelled Parietal, and parietal, referring to art, means a work that cannot be moved. So it also refers to like walls, basically, right? So you could honestly just say that this is a parietal pictograph of a pig. Kind of wild, I know. Fancy words. How to come up with the idea to crush up and put powder paint in it? See, that's what I don't know. I want to know so badly, but I'll never know. Next vocab word. Okay, so we've gone through medium, parietal, pictograph, and now, okay, we are going to talk about the word figurative art. Okay, figurative art refers to something that comes from life. All right, so most artwork that we look at is figurative, as in like it comes from something that exists, you know, within your life that you draw inspiration from to create a image that is like it, right? So like pictures of girly pops, pictures of pigs like this, those are figurative, right? Okay. Also, it is allegedly 136 by 54 centimeters, which is pretty big, in size-wise, right? So, next slide, guys, okay? So these are some more images of the stuff that's going on here, okay? So this image up here, okay, so archaeologists have a technique that they do whenever they find artwork and then, you know, like take, you know, photos of it. But what they do specifically is they change the colors and enhance certain hues and stuff inside their photos, or like when they edit the photo, so that way it's easier to see certain things. So over here, you know, you can see this pig very greatly here. You know, you can see the hands here, the hand stencils, and then there's two other pigs there. What? And then down here is another sketch created by someone else based on this, so y'all could see a bit more clearly. So the Sulawesi warty pigs are generally, people believe that there's 3 pigs, as y'all can see right here it says 3. I personally think there might be 4, because right here we can kind of see some shit going on. I think there might be 4, but we can only confirm 3 at this moment. Um, Also, another thing, a really famous artwork that, you know, is uh well known is it's another prehistoric artwork, but it's like in a cave, and it also uses ochre pigments, but it's like a bunch of hands. It's like a mural of hands on the wall, and these hand stencils are created by people, you know, crushing their ochre paint, and then they put it in their mouth, and they put their hand up against a wall, and then they spit it out. They spit out the ochre to splat onto their hand, and then what's left over is their handprint, right? It's basically the first ever stencil and also spray paint, like in one, which is fucking insane that they thought about this. They're like, I want to put my hand up there. How do I do that? I'm gonna spit on my hand. Fucking metal, if you ask me. Also, right behind me, this is a photo of one of the archaeologists next to the painting of the warty pig, which you can see kind of how big it is, right? Like I said, it was pretty big, but like that's probably my size. Like that looks like it's my height, you know? Pretty crazy. But yeah, so it's kind of wild, guys. Kind of wild how interesting it just all really is, you know? Someone had to like look at the pig and be like, yeah, I'm gonna draw this guy, you know? I'm gonna paint this guy. Next, has language always existed? We believe so. Quite frankly, I personally believe that language has existed for as long as vocal cords have existed. Um, actually, to bring up a good point, is the reason why, like in movies and in like just common media, people believe that cavemen only spoken like huh and like grunts and stuff. They're like huh, is because we don't have text. We don't have any writing that they did, right? So if they did do writing, you know, prehistory, we don't have it. And so because of that, we don't know how they may have pronounced their words, which is why everyone just says that they speak in grunts. Even though most likely they had probably some way to speak, right? And their language is definitely gone, but it is something that existed and we will never know. Unless if for some reason we find out, but the best thing that we have are symbols through artworks, right? Um, yeah, it makes sense, right? Which honestly is very demeaning towards the cavemen, because they probably had some interesting statements, but who's to say? This is the art stream that is happening. That's right, it is. Okay? We're talking about the Sulawesi cave pigs right now, alright? So guys, actually, I believe my next slide, alright, is about is actually a video. Thank you. Also, thank you for coming all the way from fucking TikTok to come to art class today. Very, very cool of you. But yeah, so next is actually a video. Okay, so this is a video that was created by, I think, Griffith, I think that's pronunciation, University, which was, you call you BK? All right, yeah, no problem, no problem. I'll call you BK then. But this is created by one of the so actually I should say this. So the finding of this cave painting, right, of this pictograph, was done by 2 teams. I also wish our history class was this fun when I took it. But so there are 2 teams. There was a Indonesian team and then a team that was with this Australian school university, and they teamed together to find this find artwork in the area of Sulawesi. And this video is actually produced by the Australian team and with one of the head archaeologists who is going to be speaking in this video about his time actually like finding the work, and like he's going to talk about how they actually like dated the work and all that science there. It's really interesting. So I'm gonna shut up for a second so we can listen to this, okay, guys?
This is a painting of a pig from a cave in Sulawesi. We've dated it to 45,500 years ago, and we think that this is the oldest depiction of the animal world anywhere on the planet. You can see here the head of the pig, the tail and the legs, and you can see these two images of human hands next to it. We think this is the earliest known artwork produced by humans, and it's a truly amazing discovery. And inside this valley was a large limestone cave, and in the very back of it is this beautiful scene. And this scene depicts 3 pigs, forest pigs only found on Sulawesi, and they seem to be engaged in some sort of social interaction. They might be fighting or...
So actually, I want to butt in right here. So as y'all can see right here on this pig, do y'all see how there's like a very faint, like washed out, like silhouette of like another pig right here? So, this technique was actually found, at least that I know of, like in one other cave. I do not remember the name of the artwork, but it's probably one of the most famous prehistoric artworks that exists, period. And like if you've looked up like prehistory, pictographs, you would know that there is this cave that has like these immense, like just like an image of like these cows and other livestock like running through a field of some sort, right? um but this specific technique that researchers like realized like how it was used is that like what would happen is that like with your candle, like not candle, your torchlight, you would like, as you walk through the cave, like specifically in that other cave, which I believe is happening here, like as you walk through it, it would look like that the animals were moving because there were like a silhouetted version of them, so it looked like that they were like making some sort of movement through just 2 paintings, which is fucking crazy. Like the people who were here in Sulawesi, hello, the people here in Sulawesi were like, I want to create these images, but I want them to look like they're moving. These creatures aren't standing still, they move. And so to do that, they created like a phantom painting right behind it to like give it that like essence of like, this is what they looked like when they moved, which is fucking crazy. Like, oh my gosh. So yeah, wild. There's another part that I'll be butting in at, but I'll just continue the video for now.
Or perhaps it's part of a mating ritual. We dated one of these pigs, this beautiful, complete painting of a pig, to at least 45,500 years ago, making it what we think is the oldest depiction of the animal world documented thus far. They use a mineral pigment, a rock, essentially ochre, which they would pulverize. It's an ironstone hematite. They would pulverize the rock, produce a powder, which they would then mix with water and other substances, other liquids, in order to produce this quite vivid, bright red paint. This site was a really special site, and it was incredibly exciting because it's located in this hidden valley up in the highlands of southern Sulawesi. It's only literally a stone's throw away from one of the largest cities in Indonesia. It was incredibly exciting to find this complete painting. It's just this stunning depiction of this ancient animal world. We were just extraordinarily lucky that we were able to date it based on the discovery of a small mineral growth that had formed on top of the painting, which enabled us to date it using a method known as uranium series dating. Griffith researchers have been working with our long-time Indonesian collaborators now for years, going out into various islands in Indonesia, searching for new rock art sites and determine how old these cave paintings are. To find now what we think is one of the oldest cave art depictions on Earth, it's an amazing feeling, and it's a real sense of accomplishment that this Griffith-Indonesian joint collaboration has achieved.
Yeah, so fucking crazy, am I right, guys? So actually my next slide.
This is
oh god. My slide is the discussion slide. So this is where we get to kind of free talk for, oh shit, I forgot how loud the song is. This is kind of the free slide so we can do some discussion about this piece that we just learned about, right? One of the things I wanted to point out is, so he talked about how there was a mineral growth on top of the paintings, which is how they were able to do the dating on it. But basically, and in one of his other interviews that I like watched, it was like an hour long. It was a really interesting video, but it was like basically like little popcorns that like grew on top of like the paintings, and what they did was they kind of just like cut out some of the popcorns, and they use those to like figure out the like era which it was like painted, which is it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But another thing I want to point out, like as y'all, if y'all have any comments, statements about this, definitely now would be the time to make them. But another thing I want to think about is, he talked about how this is possibly one of the, oldest artworks that will ever be found. And that's like, it's just so crazy to think about, because like, if you think about it, right, like, somewhere else is artwork that exists that's even older than that, right? Like, the people who painted those pigs, they had to learn how to paint somewhere, they had to practice their painting somewhere, and we haven't found those yet. Like, I want to know where those are, right? Because, like, art is so crazy. History's so crazy, guys. But yeah, any comments, questions, concerns, statements of meaning and or effect? Maybe there's some under the ocean? Yeah, right? Like, there is so many possibilities of where even older artworks could be, that like being able to find a new one that is as old as 45,000 years ago is fucking crazy. And like literally like Adam, I believe is that researcher's name, fucking great. I've watched, he did some videos, he did some like lessons and like talks about his archaeology, specifically about the Sulawesi pig. Like it was like a super long like video, but it was wonderful. He seems like a great guy. Like if I had a chance to talk to him about archaeology, I fucking would. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I see that y'all talked about prehistoric sketching. But yeah, like it's crazy. I believe that it was used to like help look like that the pigs are moving based on like the torchlight. Like it's hard now to like imagine it, especially because like when researchers find pieces like this, they have huge like headlight stuff. But it's crazy. Hi, Rosalie. Hi. Oh shit, immediate ad. R.I.P. to Luna. But I also agree with you, Till, the way they draw pigs makes you think the pigs were giant. Actually, the Sulawesi warty pigs, from what I've seen, they actually are pretty big pigs. They're like native to that area, which is why they love the thank you. But yeah, like it's kind of wild to think about. Just like these people, like I believe maybe these pigs were, probably, I mean, they're probably some main source of food. They may have also been a source of pride of, the people of Sulawesi at that time. So, there's so many possibilities. It's crazy, guys. But yeah, I guess, are we ready to learn about our second artwork, guys? Because that was our, look at Paleolithic artwork, okay? So now, we're going on to our Mesolithic era artwork. Okay, are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? I personally am ready for this, okay? So get ready, guys. Yeah, you missed it. Okay, let's go. So next artwork, guys. This is the Adara cave engravings, okay? So they're right behind me, right? Okay, Zooey Mama. I have a load of stuff to say. Oh, hello, SJ. What's up? We're learning about the Adara cave engravings. So this is a Mesolithic era artwork, okay? So, first off, guys, this is also known as the graffiti of Adara. You don't know what to make this? Don't worry. I will be going over this piece bit by bit, guys. You just got out of the shower? Well, good job being clean. Yeah, we got some humans right now, okay, guys? So yeah, does anyone remember what word it was earlier that I said that often refers to something being brought from life? Does anyone remember those words? Does anyone remember that at all? I can re-say it, but I want to see if anyone has memory. Thank you, SJ. Figurative. That's right, Till. Gold star for you, comrade. Yes, the figurative. So this is another figurative art piece. All right, as you can see, as we said, there are people here. Kind of crazy. All right, so next, okay? So this dates back to around 11,000 BCE, okay? So it is prime Mesolithic era, okay? Middle Stone Age, all right? So It was found in Sicily, Palermo, I can't pronounce that word either. It's okay, guys. I'm out here. But yeah, so it was found in Sicily, and it is an engraving on stone wall. Okay, so earlier with the pigs, with the lovely pig, the Sulawesi cave pigs, I said those were a fucking pictograph, right? So the fancy word for engraving is a petroglyph. All right, a petroglyph, and I'll type that into chat so y'all know how that's spelled. Uh, glyph, glyph. Yes, that is how it's spelled. Petroglyph. Okay, and a petroglyph is basically a carving into stone. Usually there are a couple different versions of petroglyphs. Like there's some where they're like lightly, like where you use like your stone tool to lightly like tap the end of it to like chisel away at it and create like a lighter image that's like colored in basically. And then there's this kind where it's like directly carved like line art. Okay. Um and yeah. Let's see. So next, also another thing. This is another fucking what's the word? Parietal word. So not yeah, it's not a glyph of warding. This is just a image of people, right? But yeah, this is another parietal artwork. Okay, so it's another one that's on a wall, cannot be moved. Period. Okay. Next, we do not know the size of this work, unfortunately, and I'll go into that in a second. But like, kind of sucks. I want to know the size. That sucks to me. But yeah, so I'm gonna take this a little differently than we did last time. We're gonna talk about some questions that surround this artwork, okay? Because there's a lot of things that surround this. You know, with the Sulawesi cave pigs, we know that's a pig. Those are pigs, and there's some hands. There's some hand stencils. That's easy. But with this work, there's some questions, okay? So people and a lot of scientists and archaeologists have some differentiating ideas on what this piece truly is depicting. All right. What do you mean you can't right now, huh? But yeah, so there's some debate on what this piece is depicting. Yeah, Luigi, yeah, he got some cake, huh? So some of the first ideas, and I'll point these out to y'all in a second, but the first idea is that it is possibly depicting some sort of sacrifice. People believe that there are two masked shaman that have like these like bird-esque masks that they're wearing. And then that the people who y'all said were mermaids, you said it was possibly a mermaid on the ground. People believe that there are two people that are like tied in like a hog tie on the floor, basically. That's like going on there. Different hands in a cult ritual. Yeah, possibly. Who's to say, you know? So that's like one of the major ideas. Right? And I mean, there were a lot of people around. Also, I should say this piece is one of the ones that has like some of the most people. Like it has a whole scene going on, and that's not very common. The next idea, who actually the original discoveree of this artwork believes it to be, is some people say that I might be possibly gay. It might be a gay artwork. It might be an erotic scene that is gay. And I will explain both using this imagery right now. Okay, so guys, here it is, okay? So, to explain the shamans right here, okay, so we have this guy right here. You see how he has like this beak looking face right here, and this guy too? But see how the guys down here, like they have like a normal, like these guys have like normal shaped heads, while these two have very different heads, right? I hope y'all can see that. I mean, I can see it. I hope y'all can too. But yeah, so that's why people believe these are possibly shamans. And then people also believe that right here, this line that is like connecting from this person's neck to, it looks like their butt or possibly ankles, seems to be possibly a rope, and that they're like choking themselves out basically. So that's where like the sacrificial ritual comes in. People believe that this might be like a self-sacrifice, like self-suffocation type thing, which is fucking nuts if you ask me. Holy shit. Yeah, so then the erotic gay scene. I'll explain that one now, okay? So if you look a bit closer at this work, there's some possibly phallic imagery going on here. It's kind of hard to see, but there are like little lines at some there's some members on screen, basically, that people like, especially right here. They have some stuff going on, and so people believe that this might be some sort of interesting ritual, that could have been going on. There's just two guys on the floor, I guess. It's quite wild, yeah. But you know, if this is one of this, you know, not only is this a super old artwork, you know, 11,000 BCE, but also if it is if it actually is, you know, a possibly gay ritual of some sort, this is probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest, depiction of queer representation in art, period. Which is nuts to like think about. Yeah, also this guy has his hand in a certain spot, which, you know, might also lead to that. But yeah, so here is a video that talks about it. The video is not in English, and I couldn't really find any translations for it. But I found some. I found some broken translations for it. So I'll explain what like she's saying in a little bit. But like for now, we'll just kind of look at this. Because it talks a bit about the piece. Oh, it's crunchy. Oh, okay. YouTube's buffering. Oh, you good, YouTube? Okay. So
custodisce uno degli esempi più importanti, direi un
so the
unicum
artwork
nel
is
panorama
inside this.
dell'arte
Oh god, this
preistorica,
is
si tratta
crunchy
appunto
as
di questa
fuck.
scena con
So like you can see the artwork right
graffiti
here.
scoperta nel
I'll turn down the
1953,
audio so y'all can't really hear it. Y'all got to see the artwork
casualmente
right here. It looks to be fairly
grazie alla
small,
fondazione di
maybe?
questo
I can't really tell. But it
museo,
also looks like it was
che da
very
quel
lightly
momento è
carved into the walls.
diventata
It's kind of
oggetto di
crazy.
grandissimo interesse da parte dei
Yeah, you
studiosi
can see
del
them.
mondo.
So yeah, you can see the guys, right? Like there's the guy with his arm, there's the guys on the ground. You know, in this image, I feel like you can see the two different people way more clearly than in the other one. So I felt like in the other picture they looked like they were merging together, but I think definitely here you can see a bit better.
Con la messa in sicurezza del costone roccioso che in questo
So
momento
she's
ha
talking about the
elevatissimi
area that it
livelli
was
geologici,
found
per cui
in.
si entra
So y'all
soltanto
can
solo
see
per iscrizione,
lots of
nel
rock
caso
around
appunto
here,
delle
lots of rock.
persone, persone singole studiosi
Yeah,
di
and there's this
autorizzazione,
little
considerando che
walkway up
appunto
to
la grotta
it
è chiusa al
where you
pubblico
can view it.
definitivamente alla pubblica fruizione dal 1997, da 24 anni, noi ci auspichiamo che con questi lavori si possa restituire alla pubblica fruizione non
Some people. There's a
soltanto,
cameraman.
diciamo,
Look at him. Hi,
renderla
cameraman.
disponibile per gli studiosi.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Right. So, let's discuss. All right. So this artwork, it could be one of the, you know, oldest gay images out there, which is crazy to think about, right? Do y'all have any like comments, questions, statements of meaning, and or fact based on this piece? Thank you. Yeah, I have some great music for this entire. I hope y'all are ready. There's some crazy music to come. But yeah, I don't know. Like, do y'all have any like statements on the artwork? Like, I know this one went by kind of quick, but like truly, there's not much information about this piece, which is kind of wild. Yeah, it is. It is a wild piece. Yeah, kind of crazy. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. Yeah, yeah, it is pretty intense, I think. No matter like what the actual meaning is, I feel like the piece, no, either which way, is a really intense artwork, and I really want to know more. But like, so the lady in the previous video, you curious about the shamans? Absolutely, like I want to know. Simpler types for career wasn't a thing to be noticed. Just nature, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, but the lady in the video, she was talking about how like the area that it's found in hasn't been taken care of very much. So this artwork is kind of suffering a bit, which kind of sucks. But you know, them's the breaks, right? But you know, guys, before we move on to our next artwork, I'm not gonna lie. I have a bone to pick, okay? Not with the Adura cave engravings, but with a website that that has an article about this work, okay? I have a gripe with them, okay? And that website is called Queer Art History, okay? They're a site that specializes in having, you know, articles written out and like basically a whole like a library of sorts of art history works that are queer. You know, it's in the name. So, my gripe with them. So, queer art history. You've looked at this work, yes? You've looked at this artwork and you've even published a article about this work. So I want to know why when you looked at this, you deemed it to be a painting. You looked at this and told me it was a painting on your website, on your art history website. Where is the paint art history? You're telling me that this is crushed ochre that's been so finely crushed into a gossamer thin powder that you place upon your finger and paint against the wall? You're telling me that the Adura cave engravings are a painting? Queer art history. Is this a painting to you? Fix your website. Fix your article. Queer art history. You know, guys. You know, I feel like there's tragedy in artwork often. And to me, the true tragedy of the Adura cave engravings is that, you know, this is not only a piece of art history, but a piece of, you know, possibly queer art history that's just lost, you know? Thank you. The effort to preserve this work has failed, quite frankly. The space that it inhabits, the wall it's on, has been falling into disrepair. No one goes there to help clean up the area that it's in. Allegedly, there has been vandalism in that area too. I'm not sure if the artwork itself has been damaged, but the area around it allegedly has. And I feel like this is just another example of historians having such little care and such a small amount of time put into an old artwork that could possibly be gay, that as I said earlier, I couldn't even find its dimensions anywhere. I've read so many articles. So actually, I've read almost every single article where like that has this piece like talked about. There are not many. I feel like there's like less than 10 articles, and none of them that I found talk about its dimensions anywhere, which is ridiculous. One of the first things you should do as an archaeologist is find out the size of something that you're looking at, right? Well, they take it to a museum, that's theft. Art theft is a whole nother thing that I will not get into. But, like, you know, with this, like, history and the people who guide its narrative just once again have wiped away just, like, gay history and this erotic artwork from the face of the earth because they're embarrassed by it, I guess. You know? It's happened always and will continue to happen, and it fucking sucks, you know? I hope one day we will have more information about this work, about these cave engravings. I hope that we can learn about the people and the culture that created it, because I want to fucking know so badly what's going on in it. But we'll never know. And we can only speculate for now, which fucking blows. Also, thank you for the hydrates. I will be hydrating. Thank you. So, with that, how do you protect art not in museums? I'm not really sure. That's something that I would have to deeply look into to be able to find out. Yeah, I feel like it is ridiculous that a website that is dedicated towards queer art history has something wrong about a queer artwork that is allegedly queer, right? Queer art history, if you're watching this, get your shit together and fix that goddamn article. Change the word median to medium, change the date from 10,000 BCE to 11,000 BCE, and also, for God's sake, change it to be an engraving, not a fucking painting. It's not ochre. It's not ochre. We can see it's not ochre. Who the fuck decided that was ochre to y'all? I don't know. Queer art history, fix your shit. Because it's more important. It's incredibly important for a queer art history to be corrected, especially because queers and gay people like me already have such a hard time, being taken seriously, especially in, history and bigger spaces like this, right? It's already difficult. So it's even more atrocious that they have something wrong on a site that claims to have things correct. That's the thesis. And I ain't gonna continue it. Let's talk about the next artwork. I'm gonna lighten the mood for a second, guys. So now, this is the Ambum Stone. So I love this little guy right here, guys. This guy, I love him. So the Ambum Stone is so cute. I love him so much. He's just a little guy. Alright? Look at his little face. I love him so much. So guys, so what is he? That's such a good question. I have answers for you. So first off, its title is the Ambum Stone. Alright, guys. And this dates back to 1500 BCE, so this is our Neolithic era artwork that we'll be discussing today. This piece is a prehistoric sculpture, okay? And it could be referred to as a mobulary art, which means that it's able to move around. It's very small, and I'll talk about size in a second. But yeah, so its location. This was found in Ambum Valley in the Papua New Guinea, okay? And it was just a little guy, which is why he's called the Ambum Stone, because he's found in Ambum Valley, right? So, next thing, he was made out of gray waki. Okay, so gray waki is a type of stone. Okay, it's like a sandstone. I'll talk about more about it in a second, but he's made out of stone. As you can see, he was carved. Crazy. And his size, he is 20 centimeters tall. And you wanna know what else is 20 centimeters tall, guys? Wanna know what else is 20 centimeters tall? The pencil. He's the size of a pencil. You can literally hold this little guy in your hand. Yeah. He's so cute. Look at him. He's the size of a fucking pencil. Oh, I love him. I love this little guy. Actually, Oz, you're correct. You are correct with that. So, who's this little guy, alright? Who's this little guy that we got behind us? So, first off, okay, his purpose is unknown. We don't know who the fuck this is. We just know it's a little guy, alright? Yeah, we don't know what his purpose is, People think that he might be some part of a mortar and pestle, mainly because in the area that he was found, there were a lot of mortar and pestles in that area. Also because based on his size, he's very easy to hold, so he could be, you would hold him by his neck right here, you'd hold him by there, and mortar into him, I guess. But also I want to say, whoever created him had the patience of a saint, okay? And the reason why is because gray waki is a really tough sandstone. It's one of the harder rocks that exists, and quite frankly, it is rarely used in sculpture, period. But also to think about that someone took the time with remember, we are in the Stone Age. This is Stone Age art. Someone took a fucking stone tool and carved, like, chiseled him out slowly but surely, alright? Like, they did that slowly but surely to create a smooth surface of this little guy. People also believe that he might be an anteater, as Oz was talking about. Actually, there's an anteater picture right here. But yeah, so it's believed that he might be an anteater of some sort, and a mortar or pestle, which is kind of wild. Also, unfortunately, I literally couldn't find a video about him. I could not find any video that talks about it like the other two works, which I find is crazy, considering this is definitely the most famous out of the three. But a lot of the works, or like a lot of the videos, were just like people having their own little presentations about it, and I don't need their presentation, I have my own, right? But next, let's discuss him. Let's discuss this little guy. Some things of note that I wanna say is that the Grey Walkie is very prone to like cracks. And actually, in the year 2000, hashtag love Jonas Brothers, guys, the Ambum Stone actually fell and got cracked into 3 pieces, which when I found that out a few years ago, I literally cried. I literally cried for him. I should say he has been restored, and he looks as good as old, but yeah, that did happen. That literally happened, which is fucking... It happened while, like, he was being traded to be seen at another, museum. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, so, like, any statements on our little guy? Our little Angel? Yeah, fuck yeah, he's good. Yeah, that's all statements, just he's good. Yeah, he's pretty epic, I think. I think he was probably my favorite artwork. Yeah, can we make him? Absolutely. Literally, the Ambum Stone is so popular, there's literally Etsy stickers of him. And I've been very close to buying one of those stickers many a time. Many a time I've been close to buying one of those stickers. 3 pieces scattered around the world. Yeah, this is my quest that my life is actually meant for. Yeah. They're kind of crazy. Absolutely, we're getting Emma. I want him tattooed on me. I want a tattoo of him. I've always wanted a tattoo of him. Even if it did look like that, I don't want him. Absolutely pure. Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. Sorry, Pixel. But yeah, so that's the Ambum Stone. Kind of crazy. Well, guys, I am happy to say, we finished art class. That was the end of art class. We did it. That was the end of class. That I had 3 artworks for y'all. 3. And we've gone through them all. We've talked about the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic era through 3 different artworks, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, we did it! Yay! I know, yeah, wild. Yeah, I don't know. I want to say, can we graduate? No! No, you cannot graduate. Do you know how many artworks exist in our world? I don't even know how many artworks exist. There's thousands, millions, quadrillions of artworks. So no, art class is not, you cannot graduate. I will say, yeah, there's infinite. There is literally infinity worth of art, right? Next art class that we do will be next month, and it's gonna be practicum, so it's gonna be physical art lesson, not art history. But yeah, definitely our next art history lesson that we'll have is gonna be on the next age, or the next era of art, guys, which is the Bronze Age. Yay! Bronze Age, yay! We'll graduate to, yeah, that's right. There's a lot of time. There's enough great artwork of tacos, delicious tacos. Absolutely. I agree. Don't worry, we'll be talking about delicious tacos in the future. When we get to early era art and early contemporary, there'll be some tacos, don't worry. But yeah, guys. So next era that we'll talk about in the coming future will be Bronze Age. Also, my last slide is this is my credits. As y'all can see, this is most of my research that I did. Wow, crazy. If y'all want any of these links, I'll probably make a thing in the Discord, for y'all to be able to, I'll probably put like a thing in the Discord for people to be able to look at the links, and so y'all can definitely view them and do, look at your own research. But yeah, I also plan to start doing, maybe a once a week, art history, on TikTok, maybe. I'm thinking that. I guess we'll see. Oh, thank you. That'd be very epic, Oz. But yeah, guys. That was art history today. Hold on. Alright, guys. Well, that was class. I don't intend to continue Strem today, because I have stuff to do. I have some other stuff to do. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed your time here with me today. Thank you guys, thank you. I realize I can't even hear his fucking music, bro. You're sad? No, don't be sad. Listen, we are here. We are gayer than before, and now y'all will learn something. Your little brains have opened up. Yeah. You thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you guys. Thank you. Oh fuck! Ah, my god, it's loud. Turn that shit down. Oh my god, Hachi. Oh my god, my ears. Yeah, more art lessons to come. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna end stream here. Definitely join the Discord if you have not already, and if y'all want to learn about more artworks to come and y'all want to, see more stuff, definitely, you could follow too if y'all wanna see more works and stuff. Bad, yeah. Thank you guys. Well, adios, my darling little goats. I will see y'all Monday. And we'll have a bunch of new sound alerts and stuff on Monday, so get ready for that. Okay, well, goodbye, my darling goats. You may go to your next class now. Mwah.